Start off, God, but giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rabbakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops, the great millstone for teaching me this truth and this fullness and sincerity. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, for the brothers that are out on the highways and byways, preaching and teaching through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. I want to say to you, Shalom. Shalom to the elect lady of the nation of Israel that is in listening and learning, keeping silent as the scriptures say to do so. Brother Akam one coming to you again through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah with another lesson entitled The Speckled Birds. And so I was on the social media today and you know, like the spirit came on to me. This particular video came by a so-called white woman um with the parents basically, previous and basically an Edomite woman. But and she was singing in she was in a church and she was singing as they call it gospel music, you know. I guess, so Jake they call it, I guess it's a difference with a rhythmic sound, you know, when they sing versus other cultures or whatever. And so, I mean, listening to her, she got she really got the sound and the tone and all of that, and of a so-called Jake. And so, I mean, really, I felt through the spirit, I mean, that she pretty much, you know, scripture say judge the spirit by the spirit. Um, roughly paraphrasing, and that's kind of what I did. Looking into it, just although when she, in the holy house, doing what she do, when she, singing to Sister Bourget and you know all that all that going on, and she may be she may be a Eve, but I mean, or even in the case of being, she still got that 2/3 spirit on, 'cause she calling on the wrong names and she in the wrong place, you know. But the whole speckled bird thing just came about, you know, the spirit, you know, references to the scriptures, in the book of Jeremiah, you know, go to that mm, book of Jeremiah 12, that book of Jeremiah 12, chapter 12 and verse 9. Uh, here we go. Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 9, starting at verse 9. Is my heritage to me like a hyena lair, or the birds of prey against her all around? Go assemble all the wild beasts, bring them to devour. Many shepherds have destroyed my vineyard. They have trampled down my portion. They have made my pleasant portion of a desolation, a wilderness. Salakia made start that over. Made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness. They have made it a desolation, desolate. It mourns to me. The whole land is made desolate, but no man lays it to heart. This is the Gideon's Bible that I'm reading out of, and let's see, Salaki. Yeah, I was just looking at that and just because it's very different. King James, but it's just really going into speaking as as his saying his heritage, his flock is like a speckled bird. Because we know that the children of Israel were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth and into every nation. And so pretty much, they're gonna have these other looks of these other nations that are in the earth. You know, so we'll go to see what book of Ezekiel, uh, Ezekiel 34. Let's see how that. Yeah, that's what I said. 34. Ezekiel 34, 5 and 6. Okay. Start at 5. So they were scattered because there was no shepherd, and they became food for all the wild beasts. My sheep were scattered. They wandered over all the mountains and on every hill, on every high hill. My sheep was scattered over all the face of the earth. See, speaking about, all of the different nations and just like we in all these different, you know, cities and all these different, countries and nations, man. Speak, having different tongues and all of that, you know. Continue, start back at 6. My sheep were scattered. They wandered over all the mountains and every high hill. My sheep were scattered over all the face of the earth, with none to search or seek for them. That's going into basically, the hidden ones. As scriptures speak about also. I think that that's in Psalms 83 speaking about that. Uh, and so therefore your shepherds, it's like it. Therefore you shepherds hear the words of the Lord. But just looking at that man, just how the Lord he pretty much just you know everywhere, man. Somebody looking like everybody. You know how people just and without the spirit being on you, man, you really wouldn't be able to just fathom, especially when you have a part of knowing that the Israelites were a dark, you know, basically different shades of brown, man, and pretty much in the earth today, it's not even just different shades of brown. No, you got some that just look like straight up Edomites, straight up, you know, yeah, just. But then that's the power of the Lord, man. We know that, back and that when everything is cleared up and we get the new bodies and everybody's that Israelite is gonna be restored with their melanin and all that, man. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting, man. Saying you know that woman had that voice like that, and it's like you kind of automatically already know that she's a eat, she's a Jake, you know. Man, she got that soul in her. But you know, that's pretty much all I had, man. Just want to share that. Uh, just put a little edification for those that ain't never been into that part of the scripture. Speaking of the speckled bird, man, and having really to just have that understanding and know that all of Israel is not looking like all of Israel. That's why you gotta you know try the spirit by the spirit, man. You know, and through the spirit and power, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, you pretty much determine, you know. But that's pretty much all I got, man. Just want to give all praise to Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shah, Hashem Kakwadash, that belongs to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and the elder bishops, teaching me this truth and this fullness and sincerity. I say peace and salutation to the hope of the lit. And, I just say DTA, Abab Abab, call Allah Mila, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Ram Kakwadash, Shalom.